So I missed a little bit yesterday, but let me get you caught up. Trying to figure out something. Got something going on here. I'll figure it out. Once I do, I'll let you guys know. But in the meantime, we had this. I think it's 2012. Not sure. But anyways, 392 SRT8, 6.4 liter Hemi. It received a Texas Speed Stage 2 or 3, I can't remember. I want to say 3 camshaft. We didn't do the work, but it is here for tuning. So we got it on the dyno. We'll get that thing strapped down and get rocking and rolling on it soon. Yesterday afternoon, we got our shipment in to repair our drive shaft. And this one, if you remember, we did a Texas Speed Stage 2 on that 5.7 not too long ago. Customer brought it back for a weird noise I've never heard before. I've heard cars drive shafts go bad, you know, the center carrier bearing, 2015 plus. On the drive shaft go bad, but this one made a weird noise on D-cell. You didn't really notice it. It's an 8-speed car. You didn't really notice it any other time. But when I put it on the rack and I was going over everything underneath the car, I found it. And what's funny is he took it to Dodge on 2 separate occasions because he didn't think it had anything to do with anything that we had done. They couldn't find it, so I find that interesting. Anyways, 03 SRT4 got dropped off yesterday as well. Didn't film it. Few and far between do I see these cars anymore. But this one came in, diagged a rear main seal leak and a bunch of little stuff wrong with it. And it just boils down to these cars are getting cheaper and cheaper, and they're getting into the hands of younger and younger individuals. No, not knocking you young cats out there. Y'all are learning. That's where we all came from. But man, sometimes they be muffing some stuff up. So I fixed a few things. I had to stop myself because it was just a diag. Customer's gonna pick up and then schedule an appointment to get his rear main seal done. And oh, it's a little blown out. Hold on. Rear main seal done and a few other it's too bright. A few other things. This black Camaro right here is waiting for pickup. It's one of the car lots we do work for. The tune needed a little adjustment, and it needed some upstream O2 sensors. They were pretty fouled out from the previous tune being way too rich, or maybe not tuned at all, who knows, for the mods that are done to it, but got that squared away on that one. So diving into this wonderful Wednesday, boom! This don't look like a Charger, or a Challenger, sorry. Challenger's outside, all wrapped up. I do need to drive it one more time, but I'll get the computer open here a little bit, let you know what the final numbers on that thing was. But I think it was like 480. So Texas Speed Stage 3 cam, long tube headers, intake, all the goodies, the normal goodies. But we've got this, I don't know what year. Customer didn't tell me. It's old, super old, and it just happens to be a Ford. Happens to be a Ford with a Chevy motor in it. I'm sure the Ford guys really love that. Anyways, that's here nor there. This is a 5.3 swap, and it's here for a tune. But unfortunately, we're not tuning right away because I can tell it's dead on one hole. So, working on finding that out. Pulled the spark plug, got spark. check the signal to the injector. I got injector signal. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that injector up into the next hole, swap injector, see if my problem moves. A little diag in there. I'm sure there's other ways to go about it, but that's the way I go about it. And then we'll go from there once I find out what's wrong. We did find out we weren't getting some rockers moving. And it's not that it was a missed push rod per se. Gio is actually pulling the shaft right now, the rocker shaft, and I'll get you an update on that. But we did finally find something on the truck, so that's good. So guys, we have wrapped up our LS swap truck. Everybody say hi, Nala. But it is low on tranny fluid. I went out and drove it. Tranny felt a little wonky. Checked it. It is low. So waiting on trans fluid for that one. And we've got our motor back from the machine shop, ready for Gio to assemble so we can get it back in the car. Got our cylinder heads here laid out. So we're fitting to get rocking and rolling on getting this Challenger back on the road. We've got our ported heads truck on the dyno, and about to make a few tugs on it, but we won't be making final tugs on this till Monday morning. Reason being, the heat came back. 95 degrees out there. Can't be having that. Anyways, this beautiful little Challenger came in today for a Hot Licks install, and if you're not familiar what Hot Licks is, basically it is a flame kit for your exhaust system. So we have wired in the Hot Licks to this one, and she shoots flames now. There's a lot of videos on the internet, and I may change the title to this video to have something to do with Hot Licks so people click it. But everybody wants to know how to wire these, and I'll let you guys on a little secret. I'm not gonna tell you either. This seems to be a popular thing now, and guys are wanting to do them. So until that wears dry and people are still wondering how to do it, I'm not gonna show anybody else how to do it either. But the reason why it is more difficult on Dodges than on your other vehicles is because the injectors and the ignition coils are on the same circuit, and so you have to separate them in order to turn off the ignition, so that way you can have fuel come out the exhaust, so that way the spark plug in the back can ignite it. So I'll give you that tidbit. You guys can figure it out from there. But without further ado, I'm gonna fire this thing up. I'll have Gio hold the camera for me. I'll shoot some flames real quick for you guys, so that way you guys can see what it looks like, to see if this is something you want to do to your car. If so, just hit us up on any of our social medias, and we'll get you taken care of. So as you can see, we just made some pulls. And man, do we see some improvement with the cylinder heads being ported. Woo, look at that. Gains, my boy. Gains. So, you see the dates wrong because this is the last time it was on the dyno. Yeah. I gotta get into the tune and look over some things. We're gonna make a few changes, but I wanted to see with no tuning changes back to back what it made. Let me pull up air fuel here so we can see if the air fuels were getting a little wonky or not here. We're gonna get the old run out of the way. And take just a look at the new run. Comes down into PE. Yeah, just as I expected. Little lean, lean is me. So we're gonna go in and get the fueling dialed in a little bit better. So that's the last one. But yeah, exciting stuff. So dive into it and see what we come up with. So guys, I'm gonna end this video on a high note, which is how much gains this, well, sorry, camera's acting weird, how much gains this 5.7 liter Hemi got with the ported heads that we did. So to recap one more time what this truck has. It is a Texas Pete stage 2 camshaft. It's got a 6.4 intake manifold on it. It's got a throttle body. It's got an intake. It's got long tubes. It's got an exhaust. And a set of ported heads by us. Valve job, the whole 9 yards. We did not go bigger valve, but I don't believe they're super necessary. And the dyno graph will show kind of why. So as you can see, our previous best run with the truck is 374 horsepower, 373 foot-pounds of torque. And no tuning changes, literally just the heads being installed. The truck made 421 horsepower, 401 foot-pounds of torque. So you can see through the meat there, substantial gains. You know, from here we're looking at 375 horsepower to 387 horsepower. Right here, 5,500, we're looking at 374 horsepower to 412 horsepower. So, excuse me, huge gains. Very, very impressed. So I did go in and make some tuning changes. I didn't make any more peak horsepower. I did make some more in the mid-range. But that's gonna wrap this truck up. Get her on back to the customer. Hope you enjoyed the content. Like, share, subscribe. Go check out the High PSI Performance website. Grab you guys some merch. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.